any players that you're finding, man, I can't believe this guy is still undervalued at this point. I love the value.
Yeah, I cannot believe that Joe Mixon right now is going in the 4th round of fantasy drafts. Joe Mixon has finished as an RB1 for the last 2 seasons in a row. And there has nothing that the Bengals have done except put more confidence in him this offseason by letting Samaje Perine go and not bringing in any other proven running backs to have competition with him. I mean, he had a down year last year and he still finished as like the RB13. His floor is to finish as, a low end RB1, high end RB2. He's going to score at least 10 touchdowns in this Bengals offense. He is going to have 50 receptions and maybe even more now that Samaje Perine is gone. So I think he's probably the safest running back to beat his ADP in the 4th round. But there is so much upside for Joe Mixon to finish as a top 5 running back. He could easily have 15 touchdowns and be top 5, just like he did in 2021 when he was the RB3 in this Bengals offense. So I think he is really underrated right now going in the 4th round.
I'm the opposite. I am avoiding Mixon. This is the decline. And it was funny. I was just listening to radio too, and they're talking about Mixon, and they're reading off all these different like metrics and statistics for, burst rate and breaking tackles and all these kind of things, which I fully understand what it all means. Not necessarily, but they were critical of what he's doing. They're like, oh yeah, but you still got to draft him because he's on this great offense. And I'm a little different. I lean more toward the talent versus the opportunity. Sometimes you got to balance both. Both factor into fantasy, no doubt about it. But with Mixon, he's an older running back. He didn't look as good last year. Part of it, I was reading too, the offensive line, it's still that they're trying to get that offensive line up to the level that it needs to be. Still not fully there. I think it was better last year. But then he had some off the field issues, the contract issues. This is such a passing offense anyway. They got too many weapons in the passing game for them to have to rely on Joe Mixon. I understand why he's slipping to the 4th. And at that point, is there value because of the offense? Yes. So I understand your point. He's just kind of in that category for me. Do not draft. I'm looking elsewhere. And if the talent is waning, eventually running backs fall off the cliff. And so that even in the 4th round, that's an important pick. That really is. Like that could be your starting tight end. That could be a starting wide receiver. That's how key. It could be your wide receiver 1 potentially, depending on how you go early. So anyway, so we'll disagree on Joe, but we'll see what they can do. And I like their rookie running back there too. So I'm keeping an eye on him. His name escapes me at the moment, but I like what his potential is as a late round flyer. Chase Brown, I think. So still got to get the rookie running backs in my mind, but I talked about him a couple weeks ago as the potential, kind of handcuff opportunity down the line if Mixon does fall off that cliff like I'm predicting.